Right, ditch that. Welcome to episode 12 of the Implexus Whole Lot of Nothing podcast.
Getting some like lateral movement.
If you,
With the fresh tank.
Yeah, if you haven't seen our tank yet, then Kirky's doing a delightful job demonstrating it.
Yeah, get a bit of internal, well, you'd look this actually, internal rotation.
Yeah?
Yeah, mate,
that is
internal
nice.
and external.
Bit of both.
Bit of everything. It's good, should save the turf. Because people carry on it too much.
Yeah.
Carry on the black, don't on the green, bang.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably see some holes in there, so
Yeah.
that's why you don't carry on it, because holes happen.
Holes happen.
Yeah. And at least with this, it's like a little bit, not bouncy, but it's more robust. Anyway, we digress.
Yep.
Yeah, questions.
Should we start with the
today?
questions?
Yeah, might as well.
There's only 3. If you could be an animal, what would you be?
I haven't thought about this. I'm going to say... I don't know.
It's really difficult.
Crocodile.
What's the reasonings?
Just because you can't really, like, fuck too much with a crocodile in the wild.
It's true, yeah.
You don't really fuck with
Are
them.
they like the oldest creatures on Earth? They've got to be up there, haven't they?
Yeah, up there. They look very dinosaur-y.
So they've done pretty well, haven't they?
Maybe you should be the crocodile and I should be something younger.
Yeah, something younger and considerably softer. You're like a lemur, little monkey thing. Interesting that. I reckon a lot of people want to be a bird and like fly and whatever, but I'm scared of heights. But if I was a bird, I wouldn't be scared of heights.
I think I used to be one. Like I used to want to be an eagle when I was a child.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. That's what I wanted to grow up to be.
How did it work out?
Fairly well.
Yeah, okay. I don't know actually. Maybe a honey badger because they're fucking nails, aren't they?
Yeah, they
Like
are
just
hard
like,
as nails.
but go under the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good honey badgers. Yeah, man, I don't know. Honey badger then. I'll go honey badger.
Yeah. So there you go. I was going to say as well, if you haven't noticed, we're not on the contemplation couch this week. It's been stolen from us.
Yeah. By Zikinder.
Yeah, by...
But you know, nice, it's warm enough, isn't it? At least it's not winter.
Yeah, someone harder than us.
A very eloquently put question.
Yeah.
Conjecture why practices die hard even when they've been debunked. I think there was an example of ice baths on there.
Cold therapy.
Cold water therapy, yeah.
I think.
My opinion on that would be that quite often, well, one, people don't have access. So that I know a person that asked this question and they're quite well read. They take notice of shit. A lot of people don't. Like, it really bugs me, like, in the strongman world. Oh, I'm doing recovery, I'm getting in the cold water. You don't know what you're fucking doing half the time. Because you can be blunting adaptions, and that's probably what he's getting at with that.
Yeah.
I think, so the problem with that is that people don't read enough and don't pay attention enough.
Yeah.
Therefore, they don't catch up.
Yeah, it might not be that they don't read enough, but they read the wrong sources. So reading someone's social media or like sometimes even blog posts or whatever isn't really a great credible source or like a valid source, whatever.
No. I think one of the other parts of this is there's quite often shreds of truth in there. So yeah, fair enough. The cold water bath thing may not be good for recovery necessarily because it might reduce adaptions, but there might be a time and a place to do that.
Yeah.
Say for example,
if you're in a CrossFit competition.
Yeah, like a multi-day comp or whatever, probably very useful. When we used to play like Monday, Friday at Easter, very useful. So there's some shreds of truth in there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the case with a lot of it. Like, it'll work in a certain little context, but then people sort of grab hold of it and apply it to, oh, well, now I'll do an ice bath after every training session because that will make me better. Chances are it actually won't. In this particular case, it could even make it worse. So don't be thick.
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
I'm
just going to check if press record. I did, it's alright.
You did! Hey! Okay.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's just like where things like that come from. It's probably more like with the evolution of social media, people can put something out there, and like Kirky said, if there's like a shred of truth, or someone has done a study somewhere to say like, oh, this is a significant difference in recovery, for like recovery in the ice bath example.
It's just an easy example to use.
Yeah, it's one of them, and the sad thing is in research, I think I've spoken about this before, you can get a significant difference or a significant like result on pretty much anything if you do your statistical analysis right, if you are looking for that. You can get rid of outliers with whatever reasoning you want to get rid of them, and the outlier can be like as little as like 4% sometimes, or even like 3%. And you can literally pay like data analysts to do your research, and you can pay them and you say, look, I want to find a significant difference in this, like make your statistical analysis do this, and they might use ANOVAs or P-overs, t-tests, whatever it is, and
classic P-over.
Yeah, they'll like find it. So yeah, it's looking at the right research, being analytical of the research, and don't just take everything for face value. Have a look at it, see how many participants are in the research. If there's 2 and they've both improved, like, oh, brilliant, they've both improved. But is that just 2 outliers? Does it actually?
Yeah, precisely. And from a non-kind of scientific paper point of view, like a lot of people put stuff out there, and it's like, oh, and I got better. But they might have got better despite doing that, not because of that.
Yeah.
So like, obviously there's a correlation causal thing going on. And like, obviously that's a sciencey way of putting it. But basically, just because something appears like it might have worked for a person, doesn't mean that's what it was. Because people change multiple things at once. Like, so something that, I don't know, if Zydrunas Zavickas said, well, eating plastic bottles made me the world's strongest man, everyone would be like, but I suppose the problem lies when it looks like it might have been good. Oh, well, I'd eat 8 steaks a day. Oh, okay, I'll eat 8 steaks today.
Yeah.
When there's kind of a little bit of kind of plausible reasoning, it makes everything worse.
Yeah.
It's like the ice bath thing. It makes sense from some point of view because it reduces inflammation and therefore you can go again earlier. Yeah, fine. But you need some of that for signalling to get better. So when it's a little bit plausible, I think it's even harder.
Yeah.
Especially when you add into that actually sometimes you might want, like your example of the CrossFitters. I don't know where you had a CrossFit example though.
CrossFit Games been on last week, so...
Questionable. Has it?
Yeah.
Is that finished then?
Yeah, finished 2 days ago.
Who won it?
What's his name? The guy with the mullet. I want to say Mendoza, but I don't think that's right.
There's probably a lot of them with mullets.
Yeah, there probably is at the moment. Classic example. I can't remember his name. It begins, is the initials, I'm pretty sure, a JM, so that one. Tia Toomey won the women's.
She won it before?
She's won it 6 times now.
6 times.
She's the most successful CrossFit athlete now.
Yeah.
And Freedom Mayhem won the team, Rich Froning's team. So he's also, like, I think
they've been decent.
Yeah, he's won it individually 4 times.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And then he's won the team one ever since he's been in it.
Yeah.
So
very nice.
Doing fairly well for himself.
Did we cover that enough? We went segued onto CrossFit, which is
we have segued. I suppose the only other thing to like say is it's not just like cold water therapy. Like this sort of stuff can go into, say for instance, like resistance bands or chains or whatever, and it can just be the fact that like it looks cool. Again, like whether there is or there isn't research about it, like if someone does it and it looks cool and then research comes out to say, oh, actually this doesn't help.
Especially if #influencers do it. That
yeah,
makes it
exactly.
Worse these days.
People might not want to hear the research and they might just be like, oh, that influencer's doing it, so I'm just going to look cool and
it's
do
like
it
I
as
think
well.
this new method of using the tank should be used in our classes because it's quite hard on my hamstrings or my quads. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I just invented it now. It's pretty good. It's tough.
Tanks are cool.
The tank whopper. Enough coverage on that?
Yeah, I think so. It's quite sad that we're on Spotify now because people can't see you doing this. And like, you got to watch YouTube to watch Kirky doing this.
Yeah, just whatever minute it is. Caught the minute. It's pretty impressive.
I'll put the minute in the comments.
Why do we train at sub-maximal RPEs, percentages and all that kind of gubbins? It feels like I'm doing nothing from it sometimes. We spoke about this really briefly before, and I know exactly what the person means. Like sometimes and I suppose like, you know, you're doing RPE 1. Is that a thing? Like,
I've never gone below an RP 5.
Yeah, and I get it. I think from technical proficiency point of view, you can practice good technique with light weights, and that's probably the best way to do it. That's probably the reasoning why you don't always max out, because at some point technique is going to be crap. It's going to be harder to recover from, and you're probably going to build less strength, aren't you?
Yeah.
You'll probably have a really sciencey answer for that, right?
Not particularly science, just like more anecdotally. Like when you coach people, if you want them to, it's effectively like linear progression. If you're going to want them to increase weight over time, which you probably, not always, probably do, or even like moving the weight faster, you're going to need them to start somewhere less than where they're going to finish. So, for instance, starting them at their start of their block, RP 7, at some point they're more than likely going to overshoot, but you can then progress them over 4 or 5 weeks, 7, 8, 8.5, 8, 9, 9.5, whatever. And then they're hopefully not going to be written off, like when they're getting to like RP 8, 8.5, they've still got 1.5 reps left in the tank. Like, it shouldn't really be writing them off that much for their following sessions in the week. Say, for instance, like, again, take the example of powerlifting. It's just like my easy bread and butter. So you're going to be squatting probably like 2 times a week, deadlifting 1 to 2 times a week, benching as much as 3, as much as 4 times a week. So you're not going to like want them to carry fatigue, particularly like into your next sessions. Again, you can have like recovery sessions and things like that, but you don't want those recovery sessions to then actually become like working sessions because the intensity is so high. And then again, going like week to week, if you've done like an RP 7 on 1 week, you're going to want them to progress in weight in an RP 8 and not get written off on RP 7. So then your RP 8 is actually less weight than your RP 7.
That was a lot.
That was, I was just thinking that at the end.
Fucking hell, like, I mean, yeah, I can follow you, but yeah.
That might be fairly difficult to follow.
Basically, you need like work at sub-maximal lows to accrue some volume from a skills perspective and a work capacity perspective. Obviously, this person's saying, feels like I'm doing nothing. You'd expect like most sensible things towards the end of a set to be feeling something.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling anything, then yeah, arguably like, actually I had a conversation with a dude this morning. There has to be some sort of stress, whether that's a technical movement stress, whether that's like a physiological anatomical stress. If there is no stress, it could even be the mental stress in your brain or the movement pattern. There has to be some sort of stress or you don't adapt.
Yeah.
So if it is literally just flapping about, yeah, fine. It is doing fuck all.
Yeah.
There has to be an aspect of stress, whether it's you practicing a better movement or whether it's you overloading neurologically, musculature, whatever. There has to be some element of stress, otherwise you are doing fuck all.
Yeah. And
stress. People avoid stress, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they do. With this, I actually coach this person, so
Morgsy!
Yeah. Oh, Jacob.
Good luck.
Has
he gone off piste yet?
Oh yeah, massively.
In the last 24 hours?
Yep. Yeah, yesterday's session.
Yep. There he is.
So yeah, it's a buy-in to the training program. Like it's one of them that if you've got to buy in and almost like just put a little bit of faith in the program to start, and then put intensity like behind it. Although it might still be like sub-max weights, you can still be or have the intent of moving the weight in like the way you want to.
Yeah.
And this person has a dig. To be fair to him, he does have a dig.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
But he overshoots.
No. No.
Yesterday
he overshoots in life.
Yesterday,
he always goes hard and everything, which is probably it's a good aspect of it.
Yeah, it is. We had, what was it, five ascending sets of 6.
Yeah.
By Oh no, was it 6 ascending sets of 6? Can't remember.
Can I just ask?
Yeah, this has gone very loud.
So who has access to the Sonos?
It'll be them on the speaker.
Do I have to go and slap the shit out of one of those? Never mind the volume. Are we all shagging in there?
Bit of
Love making inside.
Where did I get to? It was either 5 or 6 ascending sets of 6. By the second to last set was looking fairly maximal. So it's it's taking a little step back and going in like lesser. To be fair, his bird was there, so a little bit. But yeah, it's just taking a step back and going like, right, where do I possibly want to end up? Let's go sensible jumps with it. And if you undershoot, that's almost better because then you can go more jumps on the following week. Anyway.
It was a long-winded. Essentially, if you are feeling literally nothing, it is probably pointless.
Yeah.
You have to be honing technique or causing some sort of adaptation through stress, even if it's a low level of stress that accumulates over time.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. But yeah, as we can see, his bench was, 95 like 3 weeks ago.
For a single?
Yeah, for a single.
Yeah.
And he's ascending setted up to 6, up supposedly RP 8 to 105 yesterday. So there's progression.
Yeah. So you'd think he'd listen. Yeah. Probably won't though.
Yeah. Oh well.
Go down here to mention the powerlifting competition, the winner takes all.
Yes.
No holds barred.
Yeah. So we still have spaces in our powerlifting competition. We've been asked a fair amount for a powerlifting competition, so we are now obliging with all the requests, and we're going to put on a good show. It's going to be a winner-takes-all cash prize, so the more people that sign up, the bigger the cash prize, because effectively your entries will go towards that cash prize. And minus, there's not really a lot to minus. Potentially like a second and third place prize, minus that, all the entry fees will go towards the cash prize at the end. There's the sleeved class and the wrapped class. I think it's
Explain what that means for people like me.
Okay, so
I do know now, but I wouldn't have done previously.
Yeah, so effectively, it's the way you squat is the way it's determined. So if you squat in sleeves, knee sleeves, you're in the sleeved class, and if you squat in knee wraps, you are in the wrapped class. The sleeved class will be competing exclusively on a power bar and a combo rack, and then the wrapped class will be competing on the monolift for your squats, combo rack for your bench, and then a deadlift bar for your deadlift. So there you go.
For me, I think if people have ever thought about having a crack at powerlifting, it'd be a good way to go.
Yeah, that was my other point. It's going to be
a little bit more kind of casual.
Yep.
I've been to 2 powerlifting comps, 1 or 2. Anyway, not the Fed you compete in, the loose one. And obviously it's quite serious and what have you when you're there, so if you just want to grab a bit of experience and be judged on like your technique and what have you, make sure you're kind of ticking that box if you've got aspirations to compete in one of those at some point. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Even if you're not thinking, well, this goes back to the other week. You don't necessarily have to enter thinking, oh, well, I need to win.
Yeah.
You enter to get some experience and get some PBs.
Yeah. So yeah, this was the other point that I was going to speak about and I forgot. It is going to be a competition for like all levels. So if you are a beginner and you are thinking about doing a first-time powerlifting competition, this is going to be one for you. You don't have to have sleeves, you don't have to have wraps, you don't have to have any equipment. You can just rock up, come and do your squats, your bench and your deadlift and then go home. You might even win a prize. But yeah, we don't even need you to have a singlet, anything like that. The rules are
definitely don't need one of those. In fact, ideally don't.
The rules are going to be, so they'll be applied the same to everyone, but if you are a first timer, it's obviously going to be a little bit more lenient. We're not just going to, for instance, we're not going to probably make you bomb, and we will help you throughout the day as well. So if you are doing something wrong either in your warm-ups or in your attempts, we'll come up and speak to you and say, look, to get your lift in, this is what you need to do. So yeah, you're not going to be like left in the dark or left on your own, or whatever.
It'd be very, I mean, we'll try and run it like one of our strongman comps.
Yeah.
Good-natured, good spirits, nice and friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll put on a big show with the lights. Might even be a smoke grenade in there.
Just have to get a fan on afterwards.
Yeah.
Enough for the powerlifting comp?
Yeah.
Last little bit was the trophies, which I wanted to announce on the podcast, and you fucking went and did it yesterday.
Yeah, I got excited.
But they do look really good. Obviously, mixed feelings about trophies. Like, obviously, we've got aspirations for Leeds Strongest to be a big, well-known comp. I think he's getting there, as it is anyway. So we thought we'd introduce a couple of trophies for the winners. And every year we're going to bang the name on it.
Yep.
We saying if they're local, they can take it home for a little bit, put it on the mantelpiece, take some pictures there, but then return it. Otherwise, we'll come visiting you.
Yeah, effectively.
We'll come armed.
The winners can take it home for 6 months. Like, no matter where you are, you can take it home for 6 months. But as long as you drop it back to us on that 6-month mark. So if you don't think you will be able to do that, please don't take the trophy. But yeah, if you want to and you can drop it back to us, then yeah, you're more than welcome to take it home, like show it to family, whatever you want to do. You might have seen our Instagram post yesterday. They are fairly large trophy. Well, the Opens one is a very large trophy.
Very large.
2 foot tall.
They're all pretty large, to be fair.
Yeah. They're one of a kind. We've had them specially made for us. We're going to add a couple of little extra bits to them for the day, so there'll be like sponsors' names on there, etc. And yeah, when you win, you'll get a little plaque on there somewhere with your name and the year you won it. So we're just trying to create a little bit of like Leeds Strongest legacy, effectively.
Nice, good word.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. We've still got some spots left in that as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
I know people like to have long build-ups to comps, but it's not that ridiculous weight-wise. I reckon you just throw yourself in there.
Yeah.
I might do it.
Yeah, I think it's
Last minute, I'm going to do the inners. Oh, no, the surprise event is though, so I can't.
Yeah. It's a fairly, I don't think it's a heavy comp at all. The dumbbell's probably the heaviest bit, and novice attire's light, inters and opens attire's fairly heavy, but it's what you want to have a dig at.
What if I can do it?
Yeah,
what if I can do the opens weight? It's not that heavy. It's not heavy enough.
Yeah.
Arguably.
I'd agree. There's been done quite a few times now as well, so there you go. Yeah, we've got spaces in our inters. We ideally need some more inters. So if you're an inters athlete and want to come down, you'll get a free t-shirt. Very cool t-shirts. They should be here this week, and I can give a little sneak preview. So you'll get a t-shirt, you get a chance of winning the trophies. There's, who's coming down? Meanwood Brewery.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they are coming down, they've confirmed. So it's the bank holiday weekend. It's on the Sunday. So if you want to come down, we've got, I always get this wrong, it's not Doughboy.
It's not Doughboy.
It's...
shit.
It's something boy.
We should have did it. Pizza boy. Someone's doing really good pizzas. And it's embarrassing we don't know the name because I've had a lot of them.
Yeah. All I can think in my head is Top Boy, but that's a series on Netflix.
They are top pizzas.
Yeah, top pizzas.
Let's make sure we nail this for next time.
Yeah.
We'll have a script.
We'll have a repeat. So there's going to be pizzas, there's going to be beers. I have a photographer confirming with me this week to do picture and video packages. What have I said? Trophies, t-shirts, and potentially some brownies if I can get hold of some brownies.
Yes, brownies.
But yeah, it's going to be a fairly big event.
And
we just hope the weather's nice. That's it.
It'll be good. Plus, who wouldn't want to turn up if we're going to be on the mics?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you not want to hear us talk more shit?
Chatting waffle.
That's about it, I believe.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah.
You're going to have to go speak to those dudes inside, otherwise I'm going to pick one of them up and hit one of the other ones with one of them. Wallop.
Do I have to if I want to see that?
Probably for the preservation of memberships.
might attract a few. Film it.
Yeah, fair enough.
This is what happens if you're a whopper in our gym. Whack.
Yeah. One whop gets whopped with the use of another whop.
Oh dear. Right, that is it. Thank you very much for watching episode 12. Hopefully we'll have our couch back next week. So I don't have to...
It's pretty good for the legs.
Yeah, you've been really enjoying that.
Yeah, it's actually quite comfortable.
For anyone watching the YouTube, the answer is no, these t-shirts aren't available to buy. These are a limited... This is number 1 of 2, so incredibly limited.
Yeah, probably should do. We'll see how they go.
Yeah. If I get enough requests for them, I might do a run of them.
So,
dear. Right, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.